Okay, happy Friday, everyone. I know it's been a long week for some reason. I wanted to just go over a few things with you so that we're all on the same page. In the center here, I put a photograph of myself and me working on my sketchbook cover. I'm adding to the requirements. First, it was just you drawing your name. And if you wanted to put your favorite sports number, if you wanted to put the period of the class, I don't care what it was, but you needed to have at least your name or your nickname. The second requirement for this assignment, I'm going to highlight this because that's how important it is. The second requirement is one large shape, two medium shapes, and three small shapes. So those are required. And then your name and shapes will be turned into 3D forms. Only outlines, no shading. So that's really, really important. So we are only doing outlines. And so I had a photograph of that here. I'm going to see if I can make it a little bit bigger so you guys could see my example. It's only outlines. So I have a little video of me working on that real quick. Let's see if it works. Hi everyone. So I'm just doing a continued video from where I left off. Um, Here I have my name, Mrs. Brown, first period. You're not required to do the first period or whatever your period is, but you are required to do your name or your nickname. You can have your last name if you want, but you are not required. After that, you're going to be required to do a large shape, which is my big star that's going off the page, a medium, which is my heart here, and then smalls. So you have to have 5 different shapes you're adding. They could be numbers, like your favorite sports team. They could be any kind of shape that you want to turn into dimensional. I've already made a star here. This was a basic, regular, star. And then afterwards, I erased the center, which was totally fine. I drew this very lightly, so it's easy to erase. Please draw lightly. Everything I do is really dark, but that's because I am going to show this in videos, but you're not. So you don't want it to be hard to erase. So you draw light until it's right. So that's very key. Then after that, you're going to make your shapes dimensional. Now, my vanishing point happens to be right here on the star. So I'm going to make my heart dimensional. You don't have to go all the way down to the vanishing point because I know I'm going to have to erase and I don't want to see all those ugly lines. But you need to go down at least a ½ inch so that you can finish off your shapes. You're going to get really good at this. So this runs into this letter, so I don't need to draw it any further. Then I have to do the top part of my M to the vanishing point. And voila. So I have my guidelines, and then I'm going to do a ½ inch out, so I know it's going to be right about here, and I'm going to follow this sideways happy face, and finish off my letter. And then I just had to barely erase that little guideline here. So the better you get at this, then you don't have to draw all the lines to the middle. I just want to make sure they're going to the vanishing points. And so that's why I've been asking to see your guidelines, because a lot of you weren't doing it right earlier. Now I want to do this heart to the vanishing point. So I'm going to turn my paper upside down and make it easier. And I'm going to go ahead and do my little guidelines to the vanishing point, any edge, any curve. And I'm guessing at about a ½ inch. And then I'm going to mirror that curve, and voila. My hearts are now dimensional. And then I'm going to do my diamond guideline. This is another corner to the guideline, and finish off my diamond. Voila. So I have 5 shapes. That's the end of my video. My alarm's going off, so I got to get up and turn this bad boy off. So, better close this before this next thing starts. So I want that to be perfectly clear to you all. that yes, you are required to do a total of 5 shapes. A total of at least 5 shapes. So I'm expecting to see large, mediums, and smalls. Does anybody have any questions about this before I move on? Okay, so you will have to do a proof of practice. Some of you already started your shapes yesterday. I was really excited to see that. I am watching to see that everybody is using their time wisely. I can tell when students are not using their class time wisely, and that is apparent because you can see the kids, the majority of the kids that are doing it compared to the ones that are doing like just real quick minimal things. Don't be that student. I don't want to have to send it back to you with a 0, but I'm playing hardball now. I don't want people just, submitting to submit and there's no real work. I can see what you did from the day before. So let's see, this class is over. Fourth period is at 12:03 and it's 11:24 right now. So you roughly have a substantial amount of time here to be working on your project and submitting your proof of practice. I'm expecting to see about 30 minutes worth of classwork, and I can compare from the day before. I can see how much work you've done. I will gladly stay on and demonstrate and help if anybody would like me to. That's what I'm here to do. And I'm monitoring and seeing if you're submitting early and wasting class time. You shouldn't be submitting early. I haven't even created the question for you to submit yet. I'm going to do that right now. I apologize for being late. Yeah, gotcha, MJ. Anybody else? Sarahi, your mic is not working. And MJ, so I went ahead and fixed both of those. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop this video and help people if you need me to.